Ladies and gentlemen, how we doing this evening? How we doing? Welcome to episode number 30 of the Mayhem Show, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Silent Mayhem Productions Network on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 30. So great to have you on tonight. Really cool guest we're going to have tonight named Mr. Chuck Pineau. He's going to be on. It's the first time he's ever been on the Mayhem Show. This is actually going to be the first time I've ever talked to Chuck, so this will be our first meeting. You guys will see that here in just a little bit. We got Mr. Lewis Perry on tonight as well. He's going to be coming on here in just a second. Greetings, Mike number 2 is here. Welcome, Mike number 2 and Mike number 1. The mics are in. My mic is on. We are about to get the show rolling, baby. So if you guys haven't seen it, on the link down here, this little bottom link, we got a new Shopify store for all the Hellbringers books, Jengar and Shred. Hellpug will be on there once I get fulfillment done with Hellpug in the next couple of weeks. And then we'll start to put books on there as we go. Whenever we're done with Kickstarter books, we'll put the back stock on that website. So you guys check it out. Who's going to be the first sell? Maybe it'll be on this show. Without any further ado, we're going to bring on our co-host, the man with a plan, Mr. Lewis Perry. How's it going tonight, brother?
Dude, I fell asleep. I was sitting there and I had the phone up going to share. And next thing I know, I'm like, holy crap, I got to start sharing.
I did too.
I'm like behind you. When I'm hanging out in Colorado at the end of the month, I'm going to be messed up. I'm going to be like seriously messed up. Dude, check this out. Now, we all know my alter personality, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Look at this.
Macho Man Lewis Savage.
This is the Macho King original.
Wow. Let's check this out.
Even on the rear end right there, the Macho King. Look at that, huh? My
Good
kid
Lord.
got me.
Wow.
Look at that.
Is awesome, dude.
Hey, the greatest kids in the world, man. I tell you.
Yeah, you absolutely do. That's about as good as it gets.
I forgot to show you that. Man. That's like amazing. I look like a bum. Look at me.
No, man. You're looking great tonight. Hat's looking good. We got the backdrop finally. Not a lot of people have seen the layer, man. You're showing it off right now.
I know. I've been keeping the layer quiet. I've been using the green screen and stuff. But I took the green screen down because I had a meeting with ARE and I didn't want to be unprofessional because I had some other cats on there. So I was like, took down the green screen. You know, I had to show off my geek card. You know, I didn't want them to see the green screen with me and Jamie or me and Jack Purcell, me and you or something. I want them to see I'm the real deal. And so I'm like, here, you just see one side of the layer. You didn't see the whole thing. I mean, you saw pictures of the layer. You actually saw a video too, right?
I've seen it all.
Yeah.
I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Take me on a tour, my friend.
That's right. I went around the whole layer and I was like, here you go, dude. I'm the real deal. So when I'm in Colorado, you're going to see the real deal. So I'm getting excited. I packed up all the equipment today. I got to drop it off at the ARE meeting. You're going to be hanging out for a little bit when I'm out there. I'm getting excited. Countdown is counting down for Colorado Springs Comic Con. It's going to be a time. I'm super busy.
Well, you know, Colorado Springs Comic Con, it starts August 27th, runs through the 29th. It's going to be at the world famous arena down there that I'm pretty sure the Olympics were at. So it's going to be one of those really cool events. I can't wait for it to start. You know how I feel about the people at Colorado Springs Comic Con. I feel like they're my home show. Love those guys. Here's the thing.
I'm flying in on a Monday, and then I'm going to be put to work immediately.
Yeah.
I'm flying in on a Monday, and it's just going to be boom, 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 boom,
I
boom.
want to get all you guys out there in gold panning with me the day before the show starts, but it sounds like you guys are going to be too busy to do that.
I'm going to be nonstop. Hopefully, I get to be here with you, even though we're going to be on the same time zone. But from what I understand, I'm going to be nonstop from the time we land all the way to Sunday night. at the end of the con. I'm gonna be non-stop.
We should do a
That's
show.
the way I roll.
We should do a show from the.
Awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, it would be, but I don't know, man. I looked at my itinerary. I'm gonna be nonstop. It's gonna be cool. Jamie and I are gonna be super angry geeks in full force. Colorado ain't gonna know what hit them.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. And you know what else I can't wait for is bringing on Mr. Chuck Pineau. What's up, man?
That was an excellent segue. Well played.
What's going on, Chuck? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Lewis, I fucking love your backdrop, dude. It looks
That's
so
not
good.
a backdrop. What are you talking about?
Well, whatever's behind you. What do you want me to call it?
Dude,
Your wall?
this is the geek layer, man. This is the real deal. This is only part of it. This ain't a backdrop tonight, brother.
My only problem is you can see the wall in some spots. So we need to get you some stickers and stuff and fill that whole
Mark, Mark, can I spin the camera around for a minute?
Like you need permission?
Well, because I'm not wearing any pants.
Oh,
Were we supposed to?
Go.
Were we supposed to wear pants?
All right, hold it. Ready? All right, hold on.
Swear to God. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Topo Chico. The shit is great.
You guys getting this?
We're about to get it. It's not your ass, is it? Okay, here we go. Wow.
Damn, dude.
Oh, you're going to see the new Macho jacket.
At least it's not hard to tell what you like. Oh, Azrael, that's killer.
Oh, hold it. Oh, I got a new Azrael. Hold it.
Oh, I shouldn't have said any names.
I got all that shit I got put away, too.
Oh, fuck, dude. See, I still have kids. I can't do that right now. I've decided until they're gone. Oh, dude. Well, you're a better parent than me or something, but
dude, my kids buy me shit, man. I don't.
Okay, but how old's your youngest?
She's gonna be 19 next month.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, you have a 19-year-old. You can handle that. My youngest is still 12. I still don't trust him with my shit. So looking good, man.
Yeah, that is the geek layer. Look at my 22-year-old Macho
Oh
Man.
yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah, that's sweet, dude. That's the king, right?
The king, yeah.
Macho King.
Nice.
Well, you saw some of my jackets over there in the corner.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. When I had this room when the kids were little too. So I was like, yeah, this is always me.
So you're geek grandpa, basically.
No, I ain't no grandpa, man.
No, not yet. Oh, okay. I am. I don't. It is what it is.
No,
yeah, well, my wife's older than me. She had kids from a previous marriage.
Oh, okay, cool. No, don't curse me. No.
It'll happen, bud. It'll happen.
Oh, jeez. No, too hot to handle and too cold to cold, man. I just gave away part of my rap for tonight. Dude, I've been doing this crap. This is since I was a kid. I mean, I got my original Migos are over here behind me.
Dang.
But this is all me from like over there. I still got my Batmobile from when I was a kid. But yeah, this is crap.
Wow.
I just got the spinner rack about 2 years ago.
I want the spinner rack. I want the comic spinner rack for sure.
Oh yeah, we should all have one.
Yeah, everybody wants that. I got that at a flea market for $35.
Oh wow, $35 ain't bad at all.
$35. I got that. Yeah, I was like, see, I'll take it. Put it in the back of the Geekmobile. That's mine.
So Chuck, let me get into tonight's questions. We're going to go ahead and start this little interview process right here. We have cut like the longest promo in history for the beginning of the show. So let me just go ahead and ask you right off the bat the most important question we're going to ask all night tonight.
Okay.
What is your favorite food place to eat at, and what city and what convention? Or it could just be any city. Oh my god.
Oh dang. What? Okay. See, mostly my con stuff has been in Texas, so I haven't been out of Texas a lot.
Texas is great. Texas is great for food. They got
a Texas
food for con food. What is your favorite?
So, you know what, man? We just when we did Comic Palooza a couple weeks back, we went. I believe it was called Il Pueblito, and it was a Colombian food restaurant. Thanks, Mike. It was a Colombian restaurant. It was so good. And I'd never had Colombian food before. And it was just amazing. And so, you know what? I think I just love going somewhere and trying something that's just way off the fucking bend. So they were like, you know, my table mate, his wife's Colombian. She's like, do you guys want to go to a Colombian restaurant? You're fucking right, I do. Let's try something new. So it's always about going to the city and doing the new thing. As far as cons and stuff, again, I've mostly just done Texas cons. I did MegaCon in Florida once. But
what'd you get at
Did you say Naked Con?
No,
I said MegaCon, but what I do in the privacy of the general public is none of your business.
What'd you get at the Colombian restaurant there, Chuck?
What's that?
What'd you get at the Colombian restaurant?
They had deep fried plantains with cheese on them. And they were so fucking good. Just so good. And then they also had their version of empanadas, but it was a Hawaiian pizza version.
What?
Yes. And so it had real juicy ham and sauce and pineapples inside of it, and it was fucking amazing.
So what else do you have?
You know, man, they had so they have this beer. They have this it's almost like a candy soda that they have. And so what they end up doing is they get pictures of it and they mix that with their local beer. And so it ends up being like a candy beer. And I can drink one or two of them and be like, yeah, okay, but it's like a dessert beer. Like, you don't want to be drinking lots of it. But man, they're just fucking slamming back the pints of these. And I was like, I'll have one or two, but then I need to just go and drink whiskey like a man. Like, I can't do this for that long, man. So yeah, man, it was just a lot of trying other people's.
What's the name of that place? Chuck, do you remember the name of it?
Il Pueblito.
In Houston.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
It was good. I'll go with you at the next show. Absolutely.
That sounds amazing.
It was so worth it. It was really good. Yeah, man.
All right. Lewis, follow-up question. I'm going to let you take this one.
How can I beat that? Colombian, did they? How
There's
can I
no
beat
way
Colombian food?
There's no way to beat it.
You always lead in with the food.
You never
go home.
beat the food question. It's always going to be
you always lead in. You always lead in with the food. I got Macho Man.
You do have Macho Man. You do have Macho Man. You do.
Chuck, what's your next con appearance? Where are you going to be at? We lost him.
Chuck, you are muted, my friend.
Yeah, I am. You're going to find me in Hill Country Comic Con in New Braunfels, Texas. That's about 20. That's my home con right now. About 20 minutes away from my house. So it's perfect. Get up in the morning, drive straight there. You know what I mean? And just basically dip straight into the booth and go. So, yeah, man, I'm going to be there, and that's going to be August 14th and 15th. That's a family show, which is really cool. So they really push like the kids coming and all that kind of stuff. So I get to bring a lot more of my all ages stuff that doesn't tend to sell as well at other shows, I can bring to that one and really get it out there. So it's a really good show, and they're going to be there for Free Comic Book Day, so there's going to be a whole big thing.
Cool.
Yeah,
That'd be really awesome. Texas seems like the place to live as far as conventions go, because it looks like you can go just in the state to about like 24 of them or something like that. Crazy for the year.
yeah.
So and they're open. You know what I mean? That's
Yep.
the other thing, is people will come to them. I just went to Cowtown last week in Texas, and man, I was just happy to be back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to be back at a convention felt amazing, and to have my new books at the same time, that was different. It used to be just selling art, just selling prints. It is a different world now, my friend, where I am just selling books only. That is, it's night and day difference. There's no other way to describe it. It's like starting over again. You know what I mean? And that's fine. It's just another challenge. You just gotta, take on. But
let me ask you both a question. How is it with COVID and with the Delta right now, with the mask mandate, and how are they dealing with that with the cons? Because we just had a con here in New England last week, and I guess there were some issues. I don't want to say too much, but how are the promoters out where you guys?
What were the issues? What were the issues, Lewis?
I guess there was. I don't want to say anything, but there could have been someone there that was not vaccinated, not wearing a mask, and crap like that. I just want to know. Yeah, how is there any fail safes? Like, hey, this cat's not wearing a mask. How are they dealing with it out there? I mean, you have to show a vax card. I'm just curious.
So let me start this one out, Chuck. In Texas, it's a little different than it is here in Colorado and New England. There's no other way to put it. And here's the other thing: is I respect everybody's right to act any way they want, and that includes the people that are putting other people in danger. Because the truth is other people put everybody in danger every day, doing all sorts of stuff. Do I accept it? Do I think it's okay? It's not for me to decide, guys. You know what I mean? And I'm not even going to start and try. Okay. Am I vaccinated? Yes. Did I wear a mask the entire time I was told to? Yes. Okay. Did I almost die in the process? Could I not breathe? Yes. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But the reason we're doing it, the reason I'm doing it, is because I have a kid who has type 1 diabetes. Mm-hmm. So if she gets it, she's in trouble because she cannot get the vaccination. You understand what I'm saying? So I am doing everything I can to be safe, even around people who you might think are not being safe. I still, wash the hands. I still do the hand sanitizer. And then I try to stay, 6 feet apart if, possible. Yeah. But here's the thing is, this thing spreads like you wouldn't believe no matter what anyways. And the area that we were actually in Hearst, apparently it was one of the biggest ones that was spreading at the time when we were there. So it's scary to think about that we could go to a show. And here's the thing, though. It could be a show like that in Texas where nobody's wearing a mask. Or it can be a show in Colorado where everybody's wearing a mask. And I could still get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter the situation.
I wasn't asking that, Mark. I was just asking if there was any mandates or any rules like, hey, if you're not vaccinated, wear a mask. That's what I was asking.
I see what you're saying. No, I haven't seen that yet. And I haven't seen it here.
That's what I was asking. I wasn't asking
New York. Yeah, New York right now.
I wasn't asking politics. I wasn't getting political. I wasn't doing any of that crap because that's not me. What I was asking was, what was the con doing? Show your card or show your mask. That's what I was asking. I was just asking.
And as far as I know, they did neither of them.
If you're in cosplay, keep your mask on at all times. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. Okay, so we were saying
that's all I was asking. I wasn't asking anything else because.
Yeah, totally. At Comic Palooza, we had a couple of us were talking about it, and we would guesstimate about a third or less were wearing masks. and there was no asking for vaccinations or anything like that. So it was pretty lax.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was just asking if they were asking. That's it. That's it. Because like, I mean, you go to a workplace, they ask you. So I was just asking, hey, do you have a, that's it. I was just curious. Business minded. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah,
See how
absolutely.
different
I feel you.
wasn't being political, wasn't being any of that crap again. I was just seeing how different
It's all
promoters were
good.
operating their business.
All good, Lewis. Chuck, let me
I
ask
hope so.
you. Let me ask you a next question here, Chuck. How did you get into this industry? How did you start in this industry? And then also, what got you into comics?
Okay, so my cable guy got me into this industry effectively. 2015, I've loved comics forever. I've written my own scripts because I'm a writer editor. And in 2015, we moved, and the cable guy came into our new house to set up the cable. And he looks around, and we've got like Greg Horn art up and comics showing off, some slabs and stuff. And so he's like, "Oh, hey man, you like comics?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm making my own." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a writer." I'm like, "Oh, that's neat. I'm a writer as well. I love writing. I've never really done anything with it. I'd worked at, trying to make books and like novels and whatnot, but nothing had ever gotten off the ground." And so he and I got to talking, and he basically pitched me his idea. And I was like, "I think that's a really cool idea. If I can help, let me know." And so we became fast friends, and I started helping him out. And then all of a sudden, I'm writing the book. And so I became the writer of that book, and we took it to Kickstarter, and we didn't know anything. And we ended up picking some big, stupid goal. And of course, we didn't get even fucking close. And that was when I realized, hey, if I'm going to be any good at this at all, I need a name. Like, I need to actually do something. So I went out and I hit up the Facebook groups, and I started meeting people. And I'm like, I have to get my name on other books. Like, I have to do other stuff. And there's not a lot of people just asking for writers. So I started thinking about editing, because I really do get the way that story, the kind of constructs of story and how they're supposed to come together. Something I've always studied and enjoyed. And then, of course, I'm good at English. I'm excellent at English, and work well with grammar and spelling, punctuation, all that sort of stuff. So I thought, why not try that? And somebody ended up putting up a thing basically saying, hey, I need an editor, and I need one for free. Does anyone want to work for Exposure? And, people talk shit about Exposure all the time, but for someone like me just trying to get in early and get their names on a book, it was perfect. And so I jumped on that, and he liked what I did so much that he actually ended up paying me for it afterwards. I continued working for him. I still work for him to this day. And now I've gone on, and I've done dozens and dozens, probably definitely between 50 and 100 books have my name on it. And
1,500?
No, between 50 and 100.
Oh, 50. It's still 50 and 100 is a lot, man. Wow.
Yeah. And so just in those couple years, I've just been working my ass off, getting my names on books and stuff, and making a name for myself and for editors. So that's been that. And then as a comic lover, I remember being like 8 years old and going to my grandparents' house, and they had foster kids. And I snuck into the one of the foster kids' room, and he had a bunch of comics, and I started going through them, and I read this X-Men comic, and I fucking fell in love with it. Love the idea of it, and it was really old school, and I have loved X-Men ever since. But what was nuts about this one is I'm reading it, and I remember very well this incredibly shitty, corny joke. Even at 8, I thought it was corny and terrible, where Iceman, they steal somebody's pie, and he makes a little lump of ice on there, and he's like, "Oh, it's pie a la mode." And I was like, even at 8, I'm like, that's a terrible fucking joke. That's just, come on, Stan, that's terrible. And so years and years later, like in my 20s, I decided I'm going to read all of the X-Men all the way through, which I did end up doing. And so I went back to issue 1, and sure enough, in issue 1, there's the fucking pie a la mode. So the first X-Men comic I ever read was X-Men #1. Why he had that out, I have no idea. But that was the book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's my start. And then I've loved a swath of geekdom
You held.
throughout.
So how many conventions have you done, Chuck?
I think I've done between about 10 and 15. Not an awful lot.
15. And how many years you been going?
I mean, I started the end of 2018. Yeah, here are all my. You can see all my little badges right here through the years. Started at the end of 2018. That's when I had my first book. Did a nice jump through 2019. Obviously, I don't know if you guys were aware of this. The con business wasn't that great last year. So I didn't do my last convention was October of 2019. And then I didn't do another one until 2.5 weeks ago at Comicpalooza. So, yeah.
So guys, let me just tell you all this real quick. Okay, so all those that are watching right now, Chuck has been doing this since 2018. Has edited 50 to 100 books. That's insane, folks. So wow,
Thank you,
know
man.
that, sir. I did not know that.
Yeah, I just love doing it, and actually, I even do it at my own detriment. Like a lot of people will be like, "When's your next thing coming out? When's the next Chuck book?" And I'm like, "I'm so fucking busy as an editor. Like my first book that I came out with, Welcome to the Void, came out in 2018. The book has been like 80% done since 2018, and it's still not fucking out. And it's because I love working for other people, and I hate being in charge. I hate publishing. I'm not great at doing all the fulfillment and getting everything out. It's my least favorite part of the job. And so, who's this beautiful lady?
That's one day I wanted to say thank you for answering my question. She understood what I was getting at.
And that's my lovely wife, by the way.
Oh.
So yeah.
Welcome to the show, Wendy. Good to meet you.
What the hell were we even talking about? I just had like a fucking pothead brain fart.
I thought that stuff was illegal in Texas.
Well, so is jaywalking, but I do that. Fuck.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chuck. So hey, you were talking about Into the Void. Your first comic book is what you were talking about, brother. And one of the things I was gonna bring up on the show while we had you is you came out with another comic recently called Belial. Tell us about that one.
I've got a couple of copies here I can show off. Belial is the original creator of Hell. Let's find. Well, we got that lovely Steph Wilson cover. Everybody knows. If you're going to do any kind of sexy, you got to bring Steph in, or he'll pout.
Bring him in.
So this is Belial 2. Belial is the original creator of Hell, and basically it's an action-adventure comedy about the original creator of Hell and him taking his throne back from Lucifer.
Ooh.
So you guys know how much I love books about hell, obviously.
Hellbringers!
I wanted to show you something real quick, and I knew we were going to bring this up, but this right here is the card for Belial in Hellbringers.
Oh, dude!
Which is a character that we have as well that is completely different than Chuck's, which is why I love Chuck's book. You understand what I'm saying? I haven't had a chance to actually read it yet, but I've seen those covers and I've seen the concepts, and I really want to get in there. And one day I think it would be cool if me and Chuck somehow did some kind of crossover. That sounds like it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be neat, huh, Chuck?
Yeah, it would be neat.
The reason I'm showing you guys this is because there's all sorts of like correlations like this, it feels like, in comics, where you'll see a character like this and you'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of this character, or it's got the same name as this character, and happens all the time, guys. Happens all the time. There's a Lilith in Marvel. There's Lily the Demoness from Mr. Luis Torres. And here's the other thing is, Chuck, I mean, we might be the only ones that have done Belial's, but here's the thing is, think about all the people that have had so much similar like crossover material.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be so neat to see the Hell comics, the indie Hell comics, and I mean all of them, do one big ass crossover.
Wow.
Interdimensional big ass crossover, and it would be the coolest thing indie comics has ever seen. It'd be the biggest and most ambitious thing anybody's ever done, but I think it would be awesome. That's why I bring that up. If anybody ever gets this idea, it would be so cool to see all our dimensions in one.
With a Kickstarter that lasts an entire year.
Or eternity. Eternity.
Dude, I would be all about that, actually. That sounds like so much fucking fun. I would be all about that.
And I think it would be fun too.
Yeah.
That's once we get off the ground and get it going, man, it's been a year. I've been doing this for a year. I mean, we've been making Hellbringers for 8 years. And the first thing was published 8 years ago. And so that was the first appearance of Hellbringers, first appearance of Lilith, first appearance of Beelzebub, all the gang.
Wow.
But we also did the card set the year after and brought out all the different Hellbringers characters. So, I haven't really had a chance to do much with it until this past year. And when we did, I mean, putting those 5 books out, man, let me tell you, Chuck, there is nothing in the industry that compares to making your own book. And the reason I know that is because I'm in the process of maybe getting one of those covers that I've wanted forever. You know what I mean? That thing that you make, it feels like, oh, I can retire now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And nothing like that feeling of like victory is not there because I feel like I've already got it with the books before this. Does that make sense?
Dude, I get it. I think, it's funny. I keep telling people, because they'll say, like, what are you, in your career, what are you aiming for? And I'll keep telling them I'm like, the bar is always moving. So I'm excited about the next thing. And I can always look back and go, this is all the cool shit I've done. And I love it. And I'm so excited to, like, when I got Belial 2, when it came in the mail, I cracked it open and read the fucking book.
Mm-hmm.
Just ended up flipping, and then suddenly I'm reading and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because I love what we do. I love my team. I love, if I didn't love the books, I wouldn't have made them. And so, yeah, man, just like looking ahead and all the cool things we could do is just as exciting as all the cool shit we already have.
Really
Yeah.
is. Wendy Gale wants to know, who is your dream cover artist?
Oh, she was going to do that, wasn't she? Geez, that's a really good question. I've had some really cool ones already. We had Thomas Tenney do the last one, which was amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. He did, because you're a metal guy as well, by the way. That opener to your show is fucking amazing.
Thank you. I actually had that song made, dude.
Oh yeah, because I could heard at one point they said Hellbringers, right?
They said a couple times, yeah.
I love that. But this is his cover, and
ooh, that's sweet.
And that is our homage to Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell.
Thomas Tenney did ForceWorks Lewis for Marvel.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
He's also, the thing is that like our book, we feel hell is metal. You know what I mean? Like, it's metal as fuck. And I'm a big metalhead. My partner loves hard rock as well. And so I try to infuse as much metal into a lot of the shit that I do. And so, like, Belial wears a shirt that says, if you're 555, then I'm 666, to give some love to Slipknot. And so, just like fun little shit like that. And we thought, since Thomas Tenney not only did, the Marvel and all that DC Image, all that other cool shit, but he also does the covers for a lot of the AC/DC albums, including their most recent one. And so we were like, dude, getting a guy who does, yeah. And so getting the guy who does covers for these amazing bands to do a cover for you, there's nothing better than that. So I feel like, I feel like you. I kind of, that's a dream that already came through. So as for my cover artist, I'm kind of stumped. I'm not sure. I love that Wendy picked Stefan Sejic because I love his work, but I don't think that my comic would work as well to him. I think, you know what? I think Scotty Young would do a fucking hilarious job because our book is so animated and it's so kind of tongue-in-cheek. I think he would have a lot of fun with that. So I might say Scotty Young, but really, I don't even know. I'm just excited to work with new people all the time. I'm still in that
Scotty
phase.
doesn't know anyway. See what I did there? Chuck, I got a question for you. I ask this all the time about to a lot of artists. When someone brings you something and it's just horrendous, how do you break it to him or her?
I mean, it's tough. I've had to say it to clients. It's a lot easier, by the way, to say it to clients because usually they're the writer or they're something else. They're not the artist. So it's a lot easier to just be like, hey, no offense, dude. This is brutal. This is fucking not good. And I remember saying that very early on. Someone had a book and they brought it to me and I was like, dude, what this guy's doing is not good for your book. And he's like, I don't know, man. He's doing his own thing. I was like, yeah, that's the problem. Like, this is not going to work. And it did not work. For my own stuff, I've been pretty lucky. Like, I've been lucky to work with people that I really like working with, and I really like their work. If someone brings something that's just not up to scratch that day, probably just tell them, hey, man, this particular image, this one's not working for me. Can we tighten up the pencils or, try to find some way to constructively criticize it? Because hopefully if you're working with someone that you've worked with before, you respect, you like, they at least brought something of what you like to that image. Okay. If it's complete trash, I don't even know how the fuck I would deal with that.
All right. What about if you're at a con and an aspiring writer or artist comes over to you and says, evaluate?
Well, great. Right away. I mean, as an artist, as a writer, I could tell them, ooh, I'm no artist. I would, and then I would like go send them off to someone else who could, hopefully deal with them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not an artist. That's not my thing. And, but I do evaluate art as part of editing. So yeah. I might be like, well, here's the truth. You need to practice. From what I see, these are the things that I would maybe consider working on. And just kind of try to play it. Yeah, I'm Canadian, so I try to play it as nice and polite as I can.
So in other words, nobody ever walked away from your table with their head hung low and shuffling their feet away.
No. Okay. And writers
can't say the same, guys. Can't say the same.
Hey, people need that sometimes. They need to be told that this is bad. And I just have a hard time with it. I'm just not great at it. As far as writers, I tell them all the time, look, man, self-publishing is a thing. So you don't have to be good to self-publish. But my suggestion is get an editor, get someone who can come in. And, see, Chris Madd's another good pick. He actually did this cover for us. Because I know, didn't he do a cover? Did he do a cover for you? He did a Hellbringers, right? The newest one?
So, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Madd did just do a cover for us for Hellbringers. And I'm not going to lie to you. This is probably one of the things you'll notice about me. I'm a rookie publisher, guys. So the cover that I gave Chris probably didn't, reach out to his strengths because the audience didn't like it, I feel like, as much as they should have because it was amazing. But it was my fault is because I gave him a concept that nobody understands right now. You understand what I'm saying? So when we talk about editors and why they're great for comics like Chuck here, you need somebody like that to come in and maybe do an edit. You know what I mean? Because I'll be the first one to let you know, I feel like I let Chris down for the cover that we just did together. You know what I mean? Because I feel like what I wanted to do was push his work further out there. You know what I mean? But instead, with all the great covers that we had, I may have buried the work underneath it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that shit, that's the kind of shit that keeps you up at night. You know what I mean? That's the stuff that you don't want to, you know, as a publisher, you know, do the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Chris is an amazing artist. Like, and we've known each other ever since we started. You know what I mean? Look at this art right here.
Yeah.
Like, if I could have another crack at it with him, which he's already said he wants to work with me again one day, and I'd love to work with him again one day too. I would love to give him something I think I know he would do like a killer job at. You know what I mean? So he is great. I love that you guys brought him up on here because I feel like that guy doesn't get enough love at all. And if anybody should already be working for a major publisher, it's that guy. You know what I mean? It is that guy.
Yep.
Like James Smith, Chuck is my editor. He's made my book better more than once. Love his ability.
Come on. Glad to do it. And you know, Mike is a perfect example of a guy. He came out and he came to me and said, "Look, I've never made a book before. I need someone to have my back." And that's kind of what I do. So I'll tell people all the time, because I have so many people who say, "I don't want an editor because I don't want anyone telling me what to do." Okay, well, that's fucking stupid. And the reason it's fucking stupid is I work for you. Everything I tell you is a suggestion. I'm not your fucking boss. So all I can do is come out and say, "Look, man, if you want what I would think would be the best version of your book, of your vision, these are the things I think you should do." And you either take the suggestions or you don't. And most of the time it's, I like that idea, that one I'm not so cool with, and that's fine. So with Mike, it's been great because Mike's open. I don't know necessarily what I'm doing. So it was a lot of, all right, you know, for storytelling, you need to work on these elements. These are the things that are going to matter. This scene needs to be more important. This scene needs to be less important. All that kind of stuff. And then even like going over his art, evaluating, because, you know, rookies, even now, you get new art and you're just like, "Oh, this is so fucking amazing." It's like, yeah, it is. But there's still going to be issues with it. Maybe there's some background stuff, or there's some little marks that don't need to be there, or for some reason in one panel her sword is on one side but in the next it's on the other. Those are all the little continuity things that I'm paid to do and find and help you out with. So yeah, man, I mean, I work for you, and I'm just here to make your vision as close to that as possible. Yeah, thank you, buddy.
So, Chuck, what kind of medium do you like to work with? I mean, when your client, one of your clients sends you something, do you like it physical copy or electronic copy? What's easier for you to work with?
Well, I mean, it should all be digital at that point, just because I should, I like to come in, just after basically you have the idea and you go, I have an outline for what I want to do. Great. That's when I want to come in at your outline. Because what I love about outlines, and I push them all the time, and people make fun of me for doing it, but it's true. What I love about a good outline is that we can already at that point find the trouble spots of your story, get rid of them, tighten it up before you even go to script. It's so huge, and it saves you so much time. Because I find when you have a good outline and then you go to the script, you usually only have to do much more minor changes. It's less about the scenes and more about, kind of fitting the dialogue, and maybe, you don't need this many pages for that particular thing, so we can cut a little bit back here. But it's not as big a swath as sometimes, you come in and you just write And I'm like, man, I don't even know where to start with this thing. And yeah.
Okay, go on.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I like to come in that early. Have you been seeing any of the Lucio? Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, so I like to come in as early as I can, and get in there. And I like to tell people I want to be the first guy on the job and the last guy to leave. So I'll come in, I'll look at it beforehand, we'll get it out there. Hopefully, as art comes in, I can kind of help you out there if you need it. You know, to make sure everything's kind of working together and all that kind of stuff. And then when it's all said and done, you know, go through the lettering and that, and then I'll give it that final proof. Make sure that if there are any spelling mistakes and whatnot, you can blame them on me. My name's in there as editor, anyways, so they're gonna blame it for me whether I did it or not. So I just throw it in. That's part of what I do. So it goes to me the very last thing, and I make sure it's done, and then let's get it off to the printer and then get me a copy of it because I want to put it in my library.
All right, cool. Well, do you have a bucket list?
Ooh, you mean like a comic book bucket list?
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that ones I want to own or things I want to work on? Because I got both.
No, things you want to work on.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge X-Men fan and a big Wolverine fan. If I could just jump in on a one shot or do a short or something, that would be absolutely amazing. But even still, just something Marvel. I've always been I was a big Marvel guy growing up and whatnot. So being able to get in there on any level. But you know, most of my bucket list is actually creators and people, you know, working with specific people and specific companies moving up. So right now I love what Scout's doing. I want to do more stuff for them. SourcePoint's been doing some really good stuff.
Oof,
and of course,
Broken Gargoyles, unbelievable.
Yeah, right, dude.
Bob Sally just knocks the shit out of the park. I mean, Broken Gargoyles, Ogres was fantastic. Starlight Tavern is just one of my favorite all-time
looks
books.
fun,
man.
yeah.
Dude, unbelievable. Bob is a great cat, good friend of mine. And Ken Perry, no relation, but I whooped his ass in a blind draw. just to throw that out there, we were both blindfolded and I whooped his ass. Yeah. Source Point, man, they are killing it. Seance Room by Ben Goldsmith, awesome stuff, man.
Yeah. I'm actually working on an anthology with Bob Sally. He and I are editing together.
You drop my name to Bob, he'll say, "That idiot, get away from him." That's what he's gonna say.
I will definitely do that. I will definitely. I had to deal with this fucking Louis Perry guy, and he'll be like, "Oh shit, let me tell you some stories."
Oh yeah, he will. He will. Did he show you his friggin' toys, man? Did he?
I got to see the room. We went 360 in that bitch.
That's exactly what he's gonna say, man. Yeah, Bob is cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, it's mostly about working with places. Boom, I love what Boom's doing right now. And just their whole idea. So yeah, man, it's mostly just about moving up and just looking forward all the time. I got to work with Monty Michael Moore last year, which was huge for me.
What's going on here?
Yep. So that was neat.
That is all.
Yeah, you're
really
Source
awesome.
Point. Cool.
So, Chuck, let me ask you a question before
what you got, Mark?
It looks like we got 1 minute until we're about to get to Lewis on his promo. So, last question we got for you tonight, Chuck. This is the big one here.
All right.
We've asked kind of where you've been. We've already kind of asked where you want to go. We've learned a little bit about you. I had no idea about you before today. So I knew you existed. I just didn't know you. This is the first time we have ever talked, period.
I'm glad we did this. Thank you.
I'm glad we did it too. Like, you know, it's one of those, like, you know, people think I'm like this huge asshole sometimes. So like, you gotta talk to me in person, and then you won't know. Like, I mean, say, dude, I just look like a huge asshole. I can't help it. You know what I mean? Like,
my mama made me look like this. That's not my fault.
He's thinking about me, Salafine.
But Chuck, it's been great to have you on tonight. Tell everybody where they can catch you.
You can track me down on Facebook, Chuck Pineau. You can find me on Instagram, the same thing. You can find me on Twitter at Chucky Pin. I have a YouTube show. I do Chuck's Raw Reviews, which is I review comic books and whatnot. And then I also have a weekly talk show Tuesdays at 10 Eastern. Every single Tuesday at 10, I interview a new creative and we talk about cool stuff. It's called Chuck's Shop Talk. So if you check that out, youtube.com/Chuck's Raw Reviews, you can track me down there as well.
Okay, man. That's awesome. I can't wait to have you back on the show. You're obviously we didn't get everything that we wanted to get out of you tonight. So we'll try to schedule you back on and get a little bit more out of you, Chuck.
I love that.
It's been great talking to you. I got to tell you, I got 2 Kickstarters I'm trying to fulfill right now. It is pure hell. You know what I mean? I'm doing it by myself, and it's always fun to do that. But the reason I bring it up right now is because I'm scatterbrained and everybody knows it. So if you don't hear from me for about a month, I promise it's not my fault.
We'll chat again soon. I'm sure of it.
Okay. Lewis, you know what time it is.
All right, let me see if I can cook something up. I had a little bit something. Let's see. Okay. Lewis Perry from the Angry Geek Show. Too hot to handle, but too cold to hold. We are brave, we are bold, and we're going to be on the road to Colorado. How about that? That's all I got. I'm tired.
That was good. Now it's my turn for tonight. Oh my God. I'm going to get a bacon cheeseburger because all I can stand right now and think about is bacon cheeseburgers and cheese fries. And once I get done with those cheese fries, I'm going to come and kick your ass, Lewis. I'm coming to kick that ass.
How about if I just... No, Mark. No. No.
And when I get done kicking that ass, I'm going to go get some more cheese fries and another bacon cheeseburger.
You want to flex? You want to flex?
Wait, hold on. I wasn't flexing for real. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I wasn't flexing for real. I'm just saying, guys. Just saying.
Okay. All right. Do the crab, Mark. You got to do the crab. Show those traps.
There you go. Chuck, you didn't know you were going to come on here for a shitting contest.
I know, right? Dude, I feel like I just need a big old thing of poutine and I'll just sit here and eat. You got me on the cheese fries. I'll throw some gravy on that bit. That'll be great.
They said I came out of the womb lifting. They said
he's doing curls with the umbilical cord, you know. Like, sir, can we cut that, please?
Gentlemen, it has been amazing. It's been great to have you on tonight. I will see you guys next time.
Yes, you will. See ya.
It's been a pleasure, Chuck. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Rock, bud. I will get you back on the show, man.
Love
thanks.
that.
It was too much fun, guys. Thanks for being on with the treat. Chuck, I agree. We're going to do it again soon, guys. So, Chuck, good luck with everything you're doing. Talk to you later, brother.